welcome once again, everyone. It's Cannabis News. I am your host, Joe Clare. It's August 29th, 2019. The show, as always, is presented by the Marijuana Times. You can search us on various platforms, search engines, and whatnot. Also, you can go to marijuanatimes.org if you want to skip all of that. Click the video tab to find this show. Today, we're talking about a new study about marijuana and brain aging. Also, we'll talk about medical marijuana and gun rights, this time concerning Florida and a company that's offering veterans big discounts on cannabis. All of that coming up. But first, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Grow safe and poison-free. Don't use harmful chemicals on what you are growing. Don't use banned pesticides. Be regulatory compliant. You know the drill. You know all of these things can be accomplished with NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Don't put harmful chemicals on what you're growing. That's awful. Get NatureSide. nature-side.com. This first story is by Julia Granowitz of marijuanatimes.org. Recent studies suggest microdosing THC could reverse brain aging. New studies suggest that THC, the most well-known active cannabinoid in cannabis, could reverse the brain's aging process in low doses, aka micro dosing. A study was published back in May. It was conducted by scientists at the University of Bonn in Germany with colleagues from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem in Israel. They used mice as their subjects. The mice were all between 12 and 18 months of age and were broken into two groups. The first group was given low doses of THC daily for a total of 4 weeks, while the second group received a placebo. Professor Andreas Zimmer said, quote, "It looked as though the THC treatment turned back the molecular clock. Researchers found the mice treated with daily low dose of THC showed signs of reversed brain aging. This included noticeable improvements in memory and other age-related brain problems, like learning and cognitive speed. The mice who received the placebo, however, continued to show expected signs of aging." Good news, progress. Obviously, mice doesn't translate always, or even a lot of the time, into advancements for humans, but the trials and the research and the scientific studies with mice usually precede human clinical trials, which is what is needed. So many studies vouchsafing for the fact that cannabis can help with the brain's aging, maybe reverse things like dementia and Alzheimer's. A lot of potential, a lot of possibilities there. Hopefully they continue to work on it, which I'm sure they will. This next story is from HeraldTribune.com. Will the feds bust Nikki Fried for having a marijuana card and a concealed carry permit? We've talked a lot on this show about the conflict between medical marijuana patients and federal law when it comes to owning guns and exercising their Second Amendment rights. The Florida Department of Agriculture, this is out of Sarasota for the Herald Tribune. Could Florida Department of Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried get busted by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive Agents for violating federal law? According to the Schedule 1 regulation that governs America's marijuana policy, the answer appears to be yes. Fried is the only Democrat in the Florida cabinet. She devoted much of her 2018 campaign to advocating for greater access to medical marijuana in Florida. The problem is, she's also made no secret of her licenses to buy medical marijuana and to carry a concealed weapon. "I have both," Fried said on a True Leaf-sponsored Marijuana Solution podcast shortly before taking office in January. So I want to make that very clear, that I will not be taking anybody's concealed weapons permit or not renewing them. I see no conflict between the two. Article goes on to point out that federal law, if it supersedes state law, which it seems to in this instance, the Controlled Substances Act of 1970 makes it illegal for someone who has medical marijuana to, and the ATFE, or whatever they're called now, has made this clear in their guidelines that anyone who uses medical marijuana, if they put that on their federal background check or whatever to get a license, they're not going to be approved, and they have to lie, in other words, on that, which, if they are caught and it can be proven, would be a felony. Nearly 1 in 3 Floridians are estimated to own guns, and as medical cannabis gains in popularity, so do commiserate anxieties about the law. "We deal with people who already have guns, and it's one of the most common questions we get about medical marijuana," says certified financial planner Cindy Clark, who, along with fellow Sarasota attorney Jeff Young, conducts Ask the Gun Lawyer Q&A sessions with local gun dealers. So the conflict continues, and the conflict stems, as many conflicts do, from federal law. Once the federal prohibition of marijuana is removed, a lot of these problems will no longer be problems. But until that happens, well, and I mean, we'll wait to see what happens. I mean, Nikki Freedom, I guess she is violating federal law, so we'll see. Are they going to do something about that? It does point out in the article that very few people were actually punished for this, or actually prosecuted or charged with this, with either with lying on their federal license form when it comes to getting guns and marijuana. So it remains to be seen what happens. But until federal law is changed, as in many other cases, the conflict will remain. Next story, last story, Forbes.com. This company is offering cannabis for U.S. military veterans at a 30 to 50% discount. During an exclusive conversation, wholesale cannabis delivery company Flowers Co. said it is now offering a complimentary membership to all U.S. military veterans through flowervets.com. Membership, usually priced at $119 a year, provides access to the company's catalog of cannabis products priced at a 30 to 50% discount versus traditional dispensaries. California-based cannabis company, founded on the idea that high-quality cannabis should be accessible to those who need it, offers a unique subscription-based model that gives members access to convenient pricing. Ted Leichenberger, co-founder and CEO of Flower Company, said, quote, "We built Flower Co. on the premise that every person deserves safe, fair, and affordable access to cannabis. Our military veterans who risk their life for our country are no exception to this, which is why we're offering them a complimentary membership to our services." Flower Co. is also partnered with the Veterans Cannabis Group on this initiative, seeking to support the organization's mission to advocate for the use of medicinal cannabis to treat symptoms of PTSD among U.S. military veterans. So if you're a veteran and you qualify for medical marijuana and you're looking for discounts or help in that area, flowervets.com. Go check it out. Complimentary membership gives you access to big discounts. Good stuff. Thanks, everybody. This show is good stuff. That's right. That was going to be the name. We started off with the Marijuana Times Show, and then we moved it to Cannabis News. But if we ever change the name again, it's going to be changed to Good Stuff. Check us out at marijuanatimes.org. Make sure you check out MakeCannabisGreatAgain.com for the swag. Thank you to NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. If you check out the audio version, if you want the audio version of the show, Apple Podcasts is where you can find that. Give us a review and all that good stuff. Tell us, whatever you want. We suck, we're great. It's up to you. It's a free country. It's a free comment section, I guess, to a point, and ratings system. Subscribe on YouTube. Click that little notification bell so you know when a new episode of Cannabis News has dropped. Thanks, everybody, for checking out the show, for liking, sharing, commenting, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.